Adventure bikes keep getting heavier, pricier and more complicated, but every now and again one turns up that makes you do a proper double take. The Voge DS625X is one of those bikes, because for around £6,000 plus about £200 for on the road costs, it looks like a lot of motorcycle for the money. With a 581cc twin, 63 brake horsepower and the sort of equipment list that makes you wonder how they've managed to get it all in at this price. So the big question is simple. Is this a genuinely clever bargain or just a budget bike with a fancy first impression? Let's start with the headline number, because that's the bit that gets your attention first. At just over £6,000 on the road, the DS625X is aimed at riders who want adventure bike styling and equipment without spending big brand money. That puts it in a very interesting space, because it's not trying to compete with big 1200cc machines on the engine size, but it's clearly trying to compete on presence and usability. And on paper, it looks like Voge has made a serious attempt to over-deliver for the price. The Voge uses a 581cc liquid-cooled parallel twin with a 270-degree crank, making 63 horsepower at 9,000 RPM for those of you that are interested. That makes it a flexible and easy-to-use road bike. It's not something that needs ringing out all the time, but overtaking motorways and what most of us want for a bike isn't going to be an issue for it. You've got eco and sports riding modes, plus switchable ABS and traction control. I haven't really played about with the ABS and traction control, although the ABS certainly works, as I went on some gravel at the weekend and I couldn't really stop, so it's definitely working. There's no range on the screen, so you need to be smart about resetting the trip and keeping an eye on that bar. But I've ridden it to ABR Festival, I've done a Rally Moto road-based road book challenge, their cafe challenge thing. And more recently, I've done the EndoRiders inaugural fundraising ride, which was completing the highest 10 roads in Wales over a weekend. And I rode down to the south of Wales and rode back home. So it's done quite a few miles this weekend with me, and it hasn't missed a beat. Even when we got blown over at the top of a mountain pass because Storm Dave made a big appearance. I will hopefully pop a little video in here. The one thing that did let me down though is it's a bit of a fuel princess, and it only takes E5 premium. So in the depths of the Welsh valleys and the mountain passes, it added an extra stress that we didn't really need. I also think that's a bit of an issue for a budget bike. It's a cheap bike, but you need premium fuel, so it seems a bit odd there. Another thing to consider, and I'm sure somebody will be complaining about it somewhere on the internet, is that it doesn't have a 21-inch front wheel. But for me, the 19-inch is much better for road riding, and who's actually taking it to do lots of green laning or enduro stuff? It does make it much nippier and flickable in the corners, but it has the ability to do some gentle tracks if that's what you want. It also means the seat height can be kept a bit lower. Here's a fun fact for you. I actually filmed a long review of this bike last year, and it was my first time I tried to record anything whilst riding on a bike, and it was the first time I'd set up a microphone. So it didn't really work out very well, and it was before I had this software equipment, hence why I'm doing a mini review now. So here's a little snippet from that original video. Let's talk spec and equipment. This is where the Voge really leans into the value pitch. It comes with fully adjustable suspension, a centre stand, which is a bit tricky to get on, and I've not managed yet, but I've never been very good at centre stands. But it has one nonetheless. It's got backlit switch gears, which I still think Japanese manufacturers really need to take note. It's got tyre pressure monitoring, LED lighting, and these nice crash bar lights that you'd usually fit aftermarket. It's also got 12-volt sockets, USB at the front, and a 7-inch TFT display with phone connectivity that no one knows how to work or use. It did interfere with my intercom weirdly when I had the intercom set to Bluetooth mode, not DMC or mesh. So I had to turn off the Cardo wait until the Bluetooth went off on the bike and then turned the comms back on. Otherwise it was really annoying and interfering, so that's just a weird little quirk. But something that's really unusual is it's got a built-in dash cam at the front, so you don't need to buy anything extra, which not many bikes at this price have, so it does make it feel a little bit more modern and give it a bit of nice tech. Annoyingly, I didn't put an SD card in it, so we missed the drop of the mountain in Wales. But if you buy one of these and you don't put an AOC on it, put an SD card in the bike, it's just under the passenger seat, so you at least have a little bit of safety. The bike's also got 220mm ground clearance and a wet weight of 206 kilos, so it's 7 kilos heavier than a CB500X, but it's 10 kilos lighter than a DL625X I. The claimed fuel economy is around 64 miles per gallon with a stated range of 247 miles, but I found the light comes on and it starts flashing to fill up at about 170 miles on eco mode. The seat height is 835 mils, which is relatively tall, but it is actually quite narrow, and the 206 kilos is lighter than a lot of adventure bikes, and I can get my feet down, not flat, but I've got a 29-inch inseam, so if you've got a similar-ish or taller leg, then you'll be fine. And you've got luggage options available. They are really reasonable, and you can have a ready-to-go bike at a really good price tag. What stands out most about the DS625X is how much it gives you for the money. There's a proper sense that Voge has really tried to build a bike that is complete, it's not stripped down, it also looks the part. It was mistaken for all sorts of bikes at the weekend, and even my neighbour, who never really speaks to me, came out to tell me what a pretty bike it is. I think it's really pretty, and I think the gold definitely helps. It comes with enough equipment to make it feel more expensive than it is, and it just rides really nicely. The only thing that's letting it down for me is the E5 fuel thing. I think they've really missed the mark there, and I think it would be the only thing that puts me off buying one myself. Overall, for around 6.5 grand, you can have a perfectly usable, ready to go on an adventure bike, and that's exactly what I've used it for. I've had the panniers and the top box on, and I had 1 day's notice to get it ready, and then I was off, and it's been brilliant. I really, really, really recommend it. It's not the comfiest seat in the world, but when you're doing hundreds of miles a day, is anything that comfy? Probably not. It rides nicely, it looks nice. The mirrors have been a bit annoying. If we're going to be finicky, I'd put different mirrors on it, but it's got adjustable clutch and brake levers, so if you've got small little hands like me, you don't even need to get aftermarket. I think overall, and the screen adjusts, but overall I think it is a fantastic, fantastic bike. And if you're looking for something as maybe your first adventure bike, I would seriously give this a look into, because it's not pretending to be a GS or a Tiger or anything. It's just a really nice bike. So I hope you have enjoyed. I've got hair all over my face. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you want to see more videos like this, drop me a comment. And if you've got any questions about the bike, let me know in the comment section and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and there will be more videos coming soon with me riding the Voge, like I mentioned in the video, so keep your eyes peeled. And also a massive, massive thank you to MotoGB for lending me the bike. All the guys and girls at MotoGB are awesome, so go and check out all their bikes that they have to offer, and I'll see you on the next. Where's my music gone? I really need to download my songs on Spotify. Chickens. So tired.